TFNN. Headline News Update. Here's Tom O'Brien.
Bank, and we're looking at a Dow up 5 at 20,899. If you're looking at my charts, on the left is the daily chart, in the middle is the weekly chart, on the right is the monthly chart. And what we're really looking at here is that there's a tremendous amount of resistance. This has been a counter trend rally as far as I'm concerned. If the Dow starts to take out 20,850 support in the next day or two, that will suggest we start on our way down again. If you're looking at the weekly chart, let me just expand this one right here. You can see there's a cup formation, second cup formation. I drew the template on the left side, and that suggests that there should be some pullback, and that 20,780 will be the target that we will look for over the coming 3 to 5 sessions. Now, we've got the S&P. So the support today is 20,000, very short term, 20,870s, and resistance is right there that we hit the 20,940s. Looking at the S&P, SPX.X, there we go. S&P, same pattern in the weekly chart. It made, now the Dow's been in an 11-week consolidation since May the 1st, March the 1st high. The S&P squeaked from the 2,400 high back in March the 1st. It went to 2407, I believe it was, 2405 just the other day. And now what we're looking at is there's some kind of the technicals are not very good in the left side chart. That's the daily. The weekly chart still has a good, what we call a stochastic. MACD's not that good. So parameters are resistance in the 2399 to 2402 area. Going to 2406 breaks out. That'll be very positive. I don't think you can do that right now, but it must hold 2387 in the next day or two, because otherwise it'll start to go deeper down. The QQQ has been on a tear. It made an all-time high at 139.64 just the other day. The daily shows that it made that peak, made a V-shaped pattern. It's struggling to get back to that. I think this is kind of a double top pattern here, was the technicals are failing. The weekly chart is still very strong, so it's really price that's going to change things. If and when the QQQ, NASDAQ Power Share Trust Series, takes out 138 support, all of a sudden you've got a change of scenario here, and we'll start to move down sharply. Right now, it's in a topping process. We just call it a process. Gold at this particular point is up about a point at 1262. It needs to get above 1265 to start this leg B, and that would be very positive. The technicals are looking good. I think gold has become the area of the fear factor area, and the reason being that you always see in this case, you've seen for a long time, bonds have been the area that people have drifted to for safety. I think gold is becoming that area. So gold has 1255 support. 1265 is really very good action if it can get there. Silver, the same thing. Silver's actually a little bit stronger. Silver seems to want to target 17.55. The 200-period moving average at 17.27 right now. Let's go to crude oil. Crude oil at this particular point is acting very well. It too wants to try to target its 200-period exponential moving average, and that's at 52.19. Let me just get that off. And support on crude is at 49.86. So these commodities are acting pretty well considering the overall scenario. We want to go to the TLT, which is the Lehman 20-year T-bond fund, at 123.52. If it starts to trade in the 124s over the next 2-3 days, I think that money will flow from equities into the safety of bonds. So we're going to be watching this closely. Under 122.73, yields are going to start to rally quite a bit. So those are the parameters we're watching. And the VIX index is something that we always look at here. The VIX, in fact, is still down. It's down in the 10.85 area. If and when the VIX gets to the 1160, something else is happening. In the meantime, there is some buying support. So this is Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom O'Brien. This is the Everbank update. Go to the front page, visit everbank.com, and see all the products that they have. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.